Welcome back to our channel, family. Today is day 10 of our What We Eat in a Day. If you have not been with us before, I have challenged myself to post one video per day for at least 30 days. So definitely give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. All right, so the first meal of the day after juice, I had some juice this morning while I was out. I did a little self-care, walked a little bit, and enjoyed some fresh air. When I got back, I just put together some hash browns. These are the ones you can get at Trader Joe's. Super easy to do. I did them in the cast iron with some coconut oil, onion powder, sea salt, and black pepper. And then some broccoli on the side. I thought I would kick these up just a little bit and add on some Old Bay seasoning. If you haven't used Old Bay before, it's a really nice seasoning blend to add flavor to a lot of different foods, obviously not just seafood. I really love it. It's got a nice celery seed flavor in there, and so I put on quite a bit on the broccoli, and that was it. My son does not like broccoli, so he had his with a baby kale salad and a little bit of this vegan ranch. It's also gluten-free and soy-free. So we had that and then got into a little snack later on. Just some raw nuts and some dried fruits and a little bit of chocolate. I find just a little bit of this will really tide the kids over until the next meal if they're feeling really snacky, or just for a fun snack anytime. But dried fruit, nuts is always a great idea, and then the little added chocolate, it really makes it nice. So there's Taro, the cat, one of our cats, looking at me. She wants some snacks too. So of course I'm not giving her any of that. She's having her own treats to snack on. So then I was going to make some burritos for the family, and then I was going to have a burrito bowl. So we're starting out with some rice. I'm just using some salsa, a little bit of vegetable bouillon, some white onion and garlic, and then I'll pop that into the blender and blend that up until super thin. I don't want any little chunks in it, just because if my children see chunks of onion and stuff, they won't like it. So I blend it up until it's nice and thin. And then I'm using a long grain rice. As you can see, I was just showing our rice stockpile here. We have plenty of long grain and some cal rose as well. So for the rice, I just want to toast it up first. This is 2 cups of the long grain. I'm toasting it up in a mix of coconut and olive oil. And then I'm going to, once it's a little toasty, I'm going to add in my tomato blend along with 2 more additional cups of water. I cover it, bring it to a boil, cover it, and let it sit, or let it steam until it's tender. Once it's tender, I go ahead and uncover it and fluff it up. I want to say it takes about 20 minutes for it to cook up, and then all that good flavor is inside the rice and it's delicious. So then I'm going to make some beans here. I'm just using canned pinto beans and canned black beans. I'm mixing because my son loves black beans and my daughter loves pinto beans. So then I'm going to add in some garlic and onion powders, cumin, chili powder, agave, a bay leaf, And then some lemon I'm going to finish at the end. I'm not going to cook it up with the lemon. I'm going to add that at the end. I also did add in, as you can see, a half cup of water to really get that bay leaf infused in there, and then cooked it down. Topped it off with a little lemon, or a little lemon smoke, a little liquid smoke. Okay, so to put together my bowl, I just did some rice, some of the beans, and oh my gosh, you guys, these beans were so bomb. They were delicious. We had some later on that night, and then we had some for leftovers the next day too, which is today. Today's the next day. So I just added in some lettuce, and then, ooh, look at this avocado. Let's give a little, woot woot for that perfect avocado. I've really been winning with the avocados lately. They have been great. But so I put on some avocado, some salsa, and then my cashew yogurt for my sour cream. And oh, this was so good. I had it with some corn tortillas on the side. Burritos were basically the same thing. We used these extra large flour tortillas. Everyone, has their own thing they want to put in there, so I make it to how they like it, roll it up, and these burritos, they're huge, and they really fill everybody up. For dessert, I just let my children eat whipped cream straight from the can. Just kidding. But really, it's so much fun when we get the whipped topping in the can because you get to eat a little bit of it. So after that, we started working on our strawberry shortcakes. I had not made strawberry shortcakes for many years. I'm talking before my children were born. I have not made a strawberry shortcake. I've made cake and put strawberries on it. But I thought, oh my goodness, let me put together some strawberry shortcakes and show them how delicious that is. So we have these strawberries. They've already been pre-washed. If you saw my other video, I just store them back in the washed container. So I'm just going to slice those up and then add a little bit of agave syrup. It depends on how sweet your berries are as to how much syrup you want to add. And then I smash them up a little bit and pop those in the fridge to get nice and juicy. So then I'm going to work on the shortcakes. So I'm using gluten-free flour again. 99% of the time I'm using this 1-to-1 Bob's Red Mill. I added 2 cups of the Bob's Red Mill, about a pinch of sea salt, about 2 tablespoons of baking powder, a little bit more because it kind of fell out of there, which was fine. And then to that, about a half cup of cold butter. And I'm just going to work it in until my flour gets all crumbly. Once I have a nice crumbly looking mix here, I want to add in some milk. I used coconut milk, and I don't add my whole cup just yet because I want to see how my dough works out and then see if I need that extra cup. Your dough is going to be slightly crumbly, not completely moist. That's what you're looking for. So once I see, okay, it's a little bit more on the crumbly side than I want it, I went ahead and added in the other little quarter of a cup I reserved. So altogether, that was 1 cup of coconut milk. And then I started shaping them, and at first I was going to make big ones, but then I thought, oh, we're gonna have berries on this thing and whipped cream on this thing, so I made them smaller. You can see the size of my hand there. I made little ones instead. And then onto the top, I just rubbed a little bit of this coconut, it's sweetened condensed coconut milk, so they could brown up and bring it. I didn't put any sweetener inside, so this will bring a little bit of sweetness to the shortcake as well. Popped them in the oven. For my oven, it's a lot higher because my oven runs low, but I would say about 400 degrees for about 15 minutes, or until they're nice and golden brown, as you can see here. So once they've cooled down, of course we didn't let them cool down all the way because we were chomping at the bit. We wanted to get into these things. But once you got them a little cooled down, you can just open them up like a biscuit, add in your strawberries and your syrup, put some whipped cream on that thing, put the top on, and enjoy it. Oh, these were so good. My kids loved them. They were like, oh, you should have been making us strawberry shortcakes before. So that is how we ended the night. And thank you guys again so much for watching. I'm really enjoying putting these videos together. Definitely like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And we will see you tomorrow for the next one, day 11. All right, bye.